In this video, I would love to talk about Scrum. Scrum as an agile methodology. And just as a little refresher for those of you who haven't watched the previous video yet, I hope you did, but still as a little refresher, Agile is a set of values, principles and methodologies, okay? So with the values, there are 4 values, right? Agile says what do we value more, what is greater. A set of principles, so there are 12 principles. For example, frequent software delivery is one of the 12 principles, okay? Hey, we want, one of our core agile principles is frequent software delivery. Value is, for example, working software over extensive, comprehensive documentation, okay? So the value says what is more, what is less. A principle says what is, what is the foundation, what is the principle. And then methodologies. So Kanban we cover in a different video, and now we focus on Scrum as a methodology. So how does Scrum apply some of these values and principles? What is the principle behind Scrum? What are the roles, activities, what are the events that Scrum suggests? This is what we are going to talk in this video. And it's especially important because about 70% of teams worldwide use Scrum as an agile methodology. So as a technical recruiter, you need to know what Scrum is, what are the roles, what are the events, activities, what are some of the artifacts, what is a sprint, etc. So this is what we are going to talk right now about. Let's start with a little comparison, okay? Kanban and Scrum. Let's compare these two so you start seeing differences, okay? So let's start with Scrum, and here we have Kanban, and here are some of the differences. So first, looking at Scrum, Scrum is time-boxed. Scrum has certain sprints, right? You start, you have a 2, 3, 4 week long sprint, a sprint ends. There's a time box. Time box means there is some end, there's some beginning, there's an end. Okay, this is a time box. So Scrum is time boxed. Kanban is not time boxed. Okay, Kanban is continuous. You just, not just, but you work continuously. As soon as there is a new task, you add it to a backlog. Someone can increase the priority, a developer picks the task with the highest priority, starts working on it. As soon as it's done, it's shipped to production. Okay, so as soon as it is done, it's shipped to production. While here we have sprints, and a sprint has a beginning and an end, and somewhere at the end of the sprint, we ship the code to production. An example could be a mobile application team, for example, iOS or Android mobile app team. They could work on, say, 2-week long sprint base. As soon as they end the sprint, they send the build, the new application to a Google Play Store or Apple Store for a review. With Kanban, it's continuous, so you continuously ship the software to production. It could be, for example, somewhere on a server, it could be some API, it could be some website. Okay, so you continuously. So here we have these sprints. Here are no sprints. So it's continuous, in other words, continuous. This is continuous, no sprints, no time box. All continuous, while here there are sprints, it's time boxed, okay? Here we usually don't allow any changes. Here changes are allowed, okay, changes. What does it mean? There is a certain role, and we will talk about it in a second, role of a Scrum Master. And the role of a Scrum Master is to protect the team during a sprint and not allow anyone else to have a negative impact on the delivery during a sprint. So the role of the Scrum Master is to protect, to not allow any change, to say, hey, we have started the sprint, we will end it in 2 weeks. If you have a change requirement, you can just add it to a backlog, and in 2 weeks we will include in the next sprint. So it's by far not as restrictive as waterfall, where in waterfall you also don't welcome change, but the cycle is super long. It could take a year for a project to finish using waterfall methodology. Well, depends on the scope, obviously. While here you just say, hey, don't add anything in our current 2-week-long sprint. We can include it in the next sprint, which starts in 2 weeks. So we don't welcome any changes. In Kanban, well, obviously you have a Kanban board. You have here a set of tasks, 1, 2, 3, could be 50 tasks. You have two tasks in progress, and then say 2 done. If you haven't seen the video about Kanban board, Kanban methodology, you may want to watch it right away, so you understand what I'm talking about. And now you obviously don't want to anyone impact the in progress part, right? Like if you are working on something, then you don't want anyone to come like, hey, stop working on this task, work on another one. Hey, you don't want that, obviously, but you welcome change, that impacts the next task for a developer. Well, here you don't want to impact, say, the next 20 tasks that will be in progress during a 2-week-long sprint. Okay, so no changes. Roles. In Scrum, we have certain roles, and we will dive deeper in a second. What are the roles? So it's a Scrum Master, it's Product Owner, it's a development team. So these are some clearly defined roles and their responsibilities. In Kanban, we don't have any clearly defined roles, so no roles. Okay, what else? We have here some events, clearly defined events. For example, every sprint starts with a sprint planning meeting, and then every sprint ends with a retrospective. Okay, this could be an example of an event, but then there are other events that happen somewhere in between. For example, daily stand-up meeting. This is also one of the events, and some artifacts. Okay, so an artifact could be the outcome of the retrospective meeting. What have we learned during this 2-week-long sprint? What worked? What didn't work? What could we do better? What have we learned? What is the action taken based on these learnings? So this could be one of the artifacts. Okay. At the end, we have some working software. So the outcome of the sprint is also working software, another artifact. Here, well, we also have working software, we also deliver something, but we don't have any, clearly defined artifacts like this. Having said that, it doesn't mean you cannot do retrospectives. You obviously can do stand-ups. I'm just saying that Kanban as a methodology doesn't prescribe any of these, okay? But you still can do it. You can still do it. In the past, I worked with teams that have adopted Kanban and Scrum. So say I work with 3 teams and 2 teams. So 2 teams working with Scrum, 3 teams with Kanban at the same time, obviously like 5 teams in one company. And I could see that pretty much all these teams had their stand-ups, even though Kanban doesn't impose any stand-ups, but still the teams saw this as a great way to connect with within the team, or to connect with a business stakeholder at a certain time every single day. So you can have stand-ups here, you can have roles, you obviously have a Kanban board here. You can also have a Kanban board here to visualize the tasks the team works on during the 2-week long sprint. It's not defined, but a team still can adopt as much as they want. Okay.